Hello guys, it's Yancy and welcome back to Weekly Tips. And I have a question for you. When was the last time you have restrung your racket? I'm sure it's been a while. First of all, there's a rule of thumb. If you play twice a week, you generally want to restring your racket twice a year. If you play 3 times a week, you generally want to restring your racket 3 times a year. And if you play 4 times a week, you generally want to restring your racket about 4 times a year. Now, listen, you may not think having loose or tight strings make a big difference in your game, but it does. When your strings are loose and you haven't strung them in a while, it can dramatically affect the way you play. There are a couple of signals that show that your rackets need to be restrung. If you move your strings and you kind of hear it clacking like this, that means that your strings are very loose and you're not going to have very much control, which is why Marbo has no control whatsoever. Also, if you do this, do you see the loose sound? It sounds more like a trampoline. I'm going to take a good racket here, and this string is a lot more firm, signaling to me, a veteran player, that this racket will give you a lot more control. Also, far too many players leave their rackets inside the car. Extremely hot and cold temperatures can affect the way you play, and it will affect the tightness of the string. Make sure you restring your rackets the necessary amount of times, and that alone will improve your tennis.